Hello and welcome to Justeventonline News at 9. I am in fact Ismail. First, the news headlines. Tinubu declares state of emergency, plans 500,000 hectares farmland. Again, Kwara State government present relief materials to flood victims in Ilorin South. Yinka Aluko comments this gesture. Federal government reviews citizenship administration handbook, denies fee hike. Electricity tariffs raise inevitable, the school says. NANS demands school fees reduction. Nigeria-Canada partner on coffee exports. Abbas also think outside box to solve Nigeria's challenges. Court dismisses EFCC suit against Okorocha. NDLEA sees 6.3 million kg of drugs. Arrest 32,000 suspects in 2 years. And on sports, PSG prepared €120 million Osimhen bid. Now the news in details. President Bola Tinubu on Thursday declared a state of emergency on food security as the federal government stepped up efforts to tackle food inflation following the removal of fuel subsidy. Tinubu also approved that all matters pertaining to food and water availability as well as affordability as essential livelihood items be included within purview of the National Security Council. The Kwara State government, through the Office of State Emergency Management Agency and Environmental Special Task Force, has once again provided relief materials to victims of rainstorm in Ilorin South local government area of the state. The relief materials was handed over to the House of Representatives member for Ilorin South East constituency, Honorable Yinka Aluko, ably represented by his aide Abdullahi Galadima on Friday. The items presented includes 150 bundles of roof sheets, sacks of nails and other relief materials. Speaking with Justeventonline on behalf of Honorable Yinka Aluko, Galadima commended Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak for his continuous efforts in providing succor for the victims, assuring that the affected people will get their shares accordingly.
We are giving 150 bundles of roofing sheet and 25 bags of nails and some other items. May Almighty Allah continue to help us to protect him and promote him, because we really appreciate his tenure. He's a governor that is listening here to his people. We call for his help and we really appreciate for answering us.
SEMA Secretary Mr. Moshood Magaji said the act was the state government's further effort to provide succor to victims of natural disaster, urging the beneficiaries to make good use of the materials given. The federal government, through the Ministry of Interior, has commenced the review of the draft handbook on citizenship administration in Nigeria. This was as the ministry denied increasing the cost of obtaining citizenship expatriate residents aligned card. The government was reacting to speculations on the social media that the card cost had increased. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Interior, Oluwatoyin Akinlade, in a statement on Thursday, urged Nigerians to disregard the misinformation. The federal government has announced that the 11 power distribution companies in Nigeria have applied for the review of the various electricity tariffs in order to incorporate the changes in the macroeconomic parameters across the country. It disclosed this through a notice published by the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission. The Nationalization of Nigerian Students, NANS, has called for a reduction in school fees across the tertiary institutions in the country to caution the effect of a subsidy removal on students. The North Central Zone Coordinator, Shadrach, said this in Abuja on Thursday while speaking with newsmen at the official declaration of Deniro as an aspirant for NANS national president. The West African Specialty Coffee Association has announced the establishment of the Nigerian-Canadian Coffee Exchange Corridor, an initiative that aims to strengthen bilateral trade between Nigeria and Canada and promote the exportation of Nigerian coffee to the international market. According to statements, Nigerian-Canadian Coffee Exchange Corridor aims to facilitate seamless trade and foster long-term partnerships between Nigerian coffee producers and Canadian coffee importers, roasters, and retailers. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas has emphasized the need for innovative thinking and collaboration with non-governmental and civil society organizations to address Nigeria's socio-economic challenges. He expressed this during a courtesy visit by a delegation from the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, led by Dr. Tayo Adoloju at his office in the National Assembly Complex, Abuja. He also stated that the 10th House would come up with a robust legislative agenda that will guide its activities in the next 4 years, calling all to key into it. A suit by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, against former governor of Imo State, Rocha's Okorocha, has been dismissed by the court. A Federal Capital Territory High Court has dismissed the case and described the EFCC's charges of fraud and abuse of office against Okorocha as an abuse of judicial process. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has seized 6.3 million kilograms of illicit drugs in 2 years. Chairman of the agency, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, disclosed this while destroying 25 tons of illicit drugs in Sokoto State on Thursday. Marwa said over 852 hectares of Indian hemp was destroyed. The last on the news is sport. Paris Saint-Germain are preparing to launch a second bid of 120 million euro for Nigerian forward Victor Osimhen. The French champions had their initial offer of 100 million euro for Osimhen rejected in June. We have come to the end of the news at 9. Here is the recap of the story. Tinubu declares state of emergency, plants 500,000 hectares of farmland. Again, Kwara State government presents relief materials to flood victims in Ilorin South. Yinka Aluko comments the gesture. Federal government reviews citizenship administration handbook, denies fee hike. Electricity tariffs raised inevitable, the school says. NANS demands school fees reduction. Nigeria-Canada partner on coffee export. Abbas urged to think outside box to solve Nigeria's challenges. Court dismisses EFCC suit against Okorocha. NDLEA seizes 6.3 million kg of drugs. Arrest 32,000 suspects in 2 years and on spot. PSG prepare 120 million euro Osimhen bid. Thank you for watching Justeventonline News. Sometimes the smallest step in the right direction ends up being the biggest step of your life. For more news, visit www.justeventonline.com, and to read more updates, follow us on our social media platforms with a tab at Justeventonline. You can also send us an email on justeventonline@gmail.com. I am Anifat Ismail. To have a good night rest.